Kahala Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kachodash, and don't want to apostle and elders of great millstone, and peace, sanitation, I can know his work in truth, sincerity, and the four corners of the earth. All right, this is my second time, doing this lesson. You know, I don't know what it is, these damn iPhones, shit starting to be damn demonic. You know, every time I start to do the lesson, the damn record just disappears and it don't even say the video, man. You know, number Satan. Just want to go into the current events, all right, of Amalek, all right, Babylon, all right, and Iran, okay, cooking up this war, man, okay, and Babylon don't have a choice in the matter. All right, Amalek, has Babylon by the gonads, man. Okay, the Amalekites are far and deeply, entrenched in Babylon's politics, its financial system, its entertainment system, its political system. Okay, so whichever way, all right, Amalek wants to go, Babylon has to do it. All right, Babylon has to be its muscle. Okay, and that's why the scriptures say the least of the flock shall draw them out. All right, Amalek is a small nation. All right, but at the end of the day, they are Edomites, man. Okay, so that least of the flock shall draw them out, man. Draw them out to war. Okay, and draw us, into this World War III scenario. Okay, and so today it was said that the U.S. has had peaceful negotiations with Iran and all this bullshit, you know. But that's what they always freaking say. But Amalek ain't going for that. Okay, they want Iran, either on their hands and knees, kissing their ass, or they want them annihilated. Simple as that. When I read off the requirements, all right, that Amalek is asking for, you can already tell that the only resolution you can get from this is war. Because it don't even make sense. You say Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he had told U.S. President Donald Trump at their recent meeting to make four key demands of Iran in any deal to avert military strikes against the Islamic regime in Tehran, though he doubted that an agreement was possible. Netanyahu's four demands were that all enriched uranium must leave Iran. Come on, bro. That's what you leading with, you know? That's what you freaking leading with. That they must remove all enriched uranium, man. All the work, all the money that they spent. Then they had scientists get drone striked, all right, by Babylon. Okay, and they had that short war period with y'all. Okay, and you think they're gonna just take the enriched uranium, all right, and just dump it or just discard it? Are you out of your damn mind? You know, that's like you telling a man, uh, hey, let's duke it out. You know, let's fight to the death. But if you don't wanna fight, you wanna avoid this. Tie your hands behind your back, all right, and then go in your house and take all your guns out the house and throw them outside. Why the hell would he? Why would a man agree to do that? Okay, when he knows as soon as he ties his hands behind his back and throw all his guns out the house, that you coming to take whatever he got. So that right there is complete stupidity. All right, and it's pretty much a means to just go to war. You know, Iran is totally going to disregard, the madness that Amalek is asking for. because ultimately Amalek that's like a negotiation that you know, it's gonna be a stalemate. All right, you pretty much asking Iran to get on their hands and knees for you. Okay, and Amalek is doing this because they know that they got Babylon by the jaws, man. Babylon can't go nowhere. Okay, everybody's too corrupted, too controlled. All right, but the scriptures say the least of the flock shall draw them out. Okay, because guess what? Amalek, with all the information they have and control of the banking system, they can collapse America when they want to. You know, because they're deeply entrenched in this place. It says Netanyahu's four demands were that all enriched uranium must leave Iran, that it have no enrichment capability going forward. Golly, man. So have no enrichment capability going forward, which Iran don't even only use, enriching uranium to create nuclear missiles. Okay, they also use it for nuclear energy. Okay, which all these other Edomite nations use nuclear energy, but you're trying to limit, all right, these Edomites from using nuclear energy, man. Okay, it say that limits on the range, slack it, that limits on the range of Iranian ballistic missiles are enforced. Why would they do that? Why the hell would they tie their hand behind their back, man? Why would they do that? That's utter stupidity. Okay, that limits on a range of Iran ballistic missiles are for. Yeah, because those hypersonic missiles, which aren't even nuclear, all right, showing you how fast the freaking nukes are, man. Those hypersonic missiles are breaking the sound barrier, all right, and they hypersonic, and they hard to knock down. They damn near impossible to knock down. It's more expensive to knock down them hypersonic missiles, all right, than it is to shoot a hypersonic missile or build, as I would say. It's harder and more expensive to knock down a hypersonic missile than it is to build and shoot a damn hypersonic missile. So imagine the power and the speed of those ICBMs, man. Okay, and no, Iran is not going to limit the range of Iranian ballistic missiles, man. That's fucking stupid. You know, they already showed that they can whoop on Amalek with them hypersonic missiles. Okay, after I think it was a 5-day war or something like that. And it says, I mean, them fucking missiles, man. That show you, man. Them ICBM missiles gonna be glorious, man. Because the Most High gonna put His spirit in them. But even when them hypersonic missiles was landing in the Amalek land, okay, you seen a fucking when you look at the missile go up, and drop down, you see like a fucking you could see the speed of the fucking missile, man. It created like an aura around the damn missile, as it came down. And it's hard to explain, but if you go on YouTube and look at the missiles, how they was firing on Amalek, man, that shit was crazy. You know, it's a and also what did it say? And that Iranian proxy militias in the region, which the Israeli leader called an axis of terror, are dismantled. Okay, so that's not gonna fucking happen. Because those people that Iran funds, all right, those other militia groups are all Islam. They're Islamic, okay, and they're the same race, as Iran. All right, so why the hell would they turn on them, to support you, Amalek? That shit don't even make fucking sense. You know, this First Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 3, because this the first thing Donald T gonna do when he get his red ass on TV. He gonna sit there and lie to you. All right, they say, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Okay, The scriptures say, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them." Okay, and that's what these devils are right telling you is peace and safety coming to America. Look at the stock market. The stock market going up. All right, we dealing with our peace negotiations. Okay, we at peace with Iran. We at peace with China and this and that. We worked it out with Putin. Okay, and all that seems fine till it ain't. All that seems fine until the Most High, as the scriptures say, turn them kings' mind. All right, as the river goeth, man. Okay, then what? Then your bullshit ain't gonna work. Then your propaganda ain't gonna work. All right, and your politicking ain't gonna fucking work. All right, because the Most High gonna want it done at His moment and in His time, man. All right, but that's all I had. I pray this lesson is edifying and shalom.